In today's video, I'm reviewing a 2011 Audi S4, which is a mid-size sports sedan. The Audi S4 made its first run from 1991 to 1994 and was a sport version of the Audi 100. In 1997, Audi reintroduced the S4 model, basing it off of the A4, and it's been based off of the A4 ever since. This 2011 model of the S4 is the third generation of the A4, also known as the B8 model of the A4. In terms of styling, I'm a really big fan of the Audi A4 and S4 sedan. I think it's one of the best looking vehicles on the market, and in terms of sports sedans, it's my favorite option that's available. It's worth noting that the S4 used to be offered in an Avant station wagon form. They no longer offer that model, and so you can only get the S4 in sedan format. Now, while the A4 and S4 are both really great looking vehicles, there are a few styling cues that differentiate the S4 from the A4 model. Obviously, you've got the S4 badging throughout the vehicle, so it's going to be slightly different than what you get on the A4. The S4 has a supercharged V6, which comes with this quad exhaust, so you'll get two tailpipes on either side, compared with just two tailpipes on the A4. This rear bumper is slightly different with this little spoiler on the bottom. So basically from here down is different on the S4 from what you get on the A4. The A4 comes with a smaller stock wheel, and so the S4 comes with a standard 18-inch wheel, or you can upgrade to these 19-inch rims. Give it a really nice appearance. They offered a few other wheel options as the years progressed. This little trim strip along the bottom, that's also unique to the S4. Along with the badging, the S4 has a little supercharged badge on the side, driver and passenger side. One of my favorite styling cues of the S4 is the mirror caps. So they come with a little brushed aluminum cover. Just give it a nice premium look. Huge fan of that accent. And then coming around to the front, you'll see that again we have that S4 badge. Now, in addition to those things that differentiate the S4 from the A4 is already a really great looking vehicle. One of my favorite things about the B8 model of the A4 was that it was when they first introduced the LED headlights, daytime running lights, which, if you think back to 2009, when they first introduced the A4, LED daytime running lights were still a pretty rare occurrence. They've become very standard across the industry, but when these were first introduced, it was pretty novel. And I really like the profile of the daytime running lights. So you can see a little strip here, comes across, curls down, and curls back up. Even comparing it to the new A4s, which have more of a kind of perimeter profile LED light, more of a continuous unit, while these are almost like little individual jewels across the strip there. To me, there's something a little more artsy about this look, and I really like the appearance of the daytime running lights in the early Audis. More recent ones to me are a little bit more plain, a little less exciting. I believe another difference with the S4 is that the fog lights have this little chrome cap around the perimeter. And on top of that, a little more chrome on the front grille as well. Overall, the S4, A4 have really nice proportions. I just love the overall dimensions of the vehicle, just how clean, sophisticated, upscale, and sporty it is. It really has a great look. Coming around to the rear, you'll see we also have LED taillights, which again was very novel at the time. Gave the vehicle a very unique appearance within the segment. Great looking vehicle. Of course, we've got a moonroof. Jumping into the interior of the S4, you'll see that it's very nicely appointed. Obviously, they've got a really nice template to work with, dealing with the A4, which is already a really great overall interior. And in a lot of ways, Audi's really the industry leader when it comes to interior designs. Really top-notch materials. I'm a huge fan of Audis, have had quite a few myself, and one of the things I really like about them is that the interiors hold up really well over time. This model has over 100,000 miles, but you'd never know it without looking at the odometer, just because of the premium use of materials. Now, a few of the things that differentiate the S4 from the A4 model: it's got these little carbon fiber inserts and accents throughout the vehicle. In the typical A4 model, that would either be like a brushed aluminum or wood accent. Again, we've got that carbon fiber in the center here, up on that side. You also get these sport style seats, which have Alcantara and a little adjustment piece on the front here to move this forward and backward, giving you additional leg support. You'll see that the seat has a very sporty profile to it. It really kind of hugs the occupant, keeps you very secure for cornering quickly. The S4 also comes with this tri-spoke steering wheel. See that the gauges have a gray backdrop. Of course, you have the S4 badging. Some more S4 badging. So beyond that, it's basically an A4, beyond those features, which again, like I said, is a really nice template to work with. This is the Prestige model, which comes fully loaded, so it has quite a number of features. Obviously, you get power windows, power door locks, memory seating settings for the driver's seat, power and heated mirrors, little button there for the rear hatch. It's got the Bang & Olufsen sound system, which offers quite a few speakers. I want to say 16 speakers throughout the cabin. Quite a few speakers for a vehicle of this size. It's got blind spot monitoring, so you can turn that on and off with the push of this button. You'll see in the mirror right here, this little guy here has an LED placed in there, and when there's a vehicle in your blind spot, that will light up. If you turn your blinker on, it will flash rapidly. Power seats with lumbar support, automatic headlights, we've got fog lights, obviously cruise control, a number of functions on the steering wheel, audio controls, Bluetooth, volume controls, paddle shifters on the steering wheel. That's also an item that's unique to the S4, not included on the A4. It's got push button start, so a smart key. With that, you've got automatic locking and unlocking by tapping that guy or putting your hand behind the handle there. Electronic parking brake. We've got navigation. All of the vehicle functions are controlled with this little knob and these buttons and displayed on the center screen. So it's fairly intuitive. It is a little bit on the complex side. I've covered that in some of my other videos. The Audi MMI system, when it first came out, was a little complicated, and they've simplified it over time. It's still a really great intuitive system. You can store all your contacts in the vehicle. You know, control basically your phone through the vehicle computer, or you can just call on your phone and it will automatically connect through the Bluetooth. We got volume control for the sound system, CD player. It's got Audi Drive Select, which includes a number of different driving modes. So we've got comfort mode, auto, individual, and dynamic mode. With comfort mode, the vehicle will have a little bit looser steering, looser suspension. It's not going to accelerate quite as aggressively. Dynamic's going to be complete opposite of that. Steering's going to be very stiff. Suspension's going to be stiff. Vehicle is going to shift a little quicker. Makes for a little more aggressive driving style. Individual, you can choose those individual settings. So if you want stiff steering but you don't want to accelerate too quickly, you could adjust that. Auto is going to automatically adapt to your driving style and try to cater the feel of the vehicle to the way that you drive. Inside the glove box here, we've got a connection for your smartphone. This is obviously an older adapter, but you can replace this little cable depending on your phone. And then again, you can connect over Bluetooth. So there isn't a need to hardwire connect to the vehicle, but it has either option available. Got a power outlet in the little center console here. Cup holders. One of the things I really like about the A4 is the center armrest can extend, and then you can also adjust the height of it. So by pulling up on that, and then it will drop down. So you can adjust it to your height preference, and then when you want to put it back down, you just pull it all the way up, and then it'll drop down. And again, you can adjust it this way. So it's got a lot of ability to kind of adjust to your preferences. Again, we've got sunroof up there, home link for up to 3 garage door openers. Auto dimming mirror. Really great clean interior. One of the things I love and hate about the B8 model of the A4 is that the vehicle grew quite a bit. So they extended it, took away a little bit from the driving characteristics of the vehicle because it's quite a bit longer than the older version, or maybe not that much longer, but enough that you can feel the difference when you're driving. Obviously the trade-off with that is that you have a pretty spacious rear seat with that adjustment. So plenty of legroom. See quite a bit of headroom as well. Rear vents for those rear passengers, which is nice. Get that heat and air conditioning to the back. Got a little outlet there as well. Give you a view from the rear of the vehicle. And just love the style of Audi interiors. They're so clean, such nice high quality materials. The center armrest drops down here. And cup holders built in, and right there's a little pouch for first aid kit, which doesn't look to be included. Latches for car seats. Pretty nice overall in the rear. And we'll jump into the back. There we go. And again, one of those advantages of them extending the length of the A4 is that it's got a very spacious trunk. Older versions of the A4 had a pretty spacious trunk as well. Kind of a little hat trick they do here with what's otherwise a fairly small looking vehicle on the exterior. With the rear seat, you can see it's a 60-40 split, so you can either push down that side, this side, both sides, and then it's got a little hatch in the middle there for skis. So a nice little feature that's available if you want to use those side seats but still get some longer objects through the middle of those rear seats. The Audi S4 comes with larger brakes than what you get on the A4, and under the hood you're going to get a 3-liter supercharged V6 with 333 horsepower. That's available in either an automatic or manual transmission. On automatics, you're going to see an EPA rating of 18 miles per gallon in the city and 28 miles per gallon on the highway. And in manual form, you're going to see that highway rating drop to 27 miles per gallon. The S4 comes standard with Audi's Quattro all-wheel drive system, and the S4 is good for a 0 to 60 time of 4.5 seconds. The starting price on a third generation S4 was about $46,000 when it was first introduced back in 2011. With options, you could jump that price by nearly $20,000, putting you close to $70,000 for a fully loaded S4. So driving an S4 is something I've really looked forward to for many years now. I actually owned a 2009 Audi A4, one of my favorite vehicles of all time. And at the time that I bought it, I actually really wanted to buy an S4, but I bought it back in 2011, and so these had just come out. Again, with a fully loaded model of the S4, since you're looking at close to $70,000 at the time, it was obviously off the table, not an option for me to consider. With the A4, I got a vehicle that was similarly attractive, comfortable, didn't offer the same level of performance, but was a really great vehicle overall. But with that said, I've really always wanted to give myself an opportunity to try out the S4 and really see what I was missing out with in the A4 and see what the capabilities of the S4 are like in comparison with the Audi A4. And so really excited. to be doing this review. Now, I was a huge fan of my 2009 A4. It was one of my favorite vehicles that I've had of all time. Offered a really nice blend of performance, fuel economy, comfort, features. Really, there wasn't much to complain about with that vehicle. And despite the fact that it didn't have the 333 horsepower that you get in this vehicle, rather it had 211 horsepower in a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder, it still offered a pretty good amount of power. With that said, the S4 definitely offers a premium driving experience when compared with the A4. One of the things that's most noticeable is that the steering has a really nice stiff feel to it, especially when I've got it in the dynamic mode. And so, really big fan of what that does in terms of enhancing the overall driving experience. The other thing that you get with this version of the S4, given that it's a premium model fitted with all the options, is that it's got a 7-speed dual clutch automatic transmission. And so with that, it's got very quick shifts, very smooth shifts. Again, you get very smooth shifts in the A4 as well, but it's not quite as quick as what you get with the dual clutch here. On top of that, the handling is superb. You can see the vehicle just hugs the road. One of the things that I absolutely love about Audis in general and the A4 is that with that Quattro all-wheel drive system, you get excellent handling. Obviously on the drive pavement, that's going to enhance the driving characteristics when you're on curves. But on top of that, the S4 is also very capable in snow and ice. You can see that we've got plenty of snow on the roads right now, on the sides of the road. A little bit of ice here and there, but it's something you don't really have to worry about when driving the S4 because it's a vehicle that's really capable in all conditions. And so, great attribute of the S4. If you've got your rear-wheel drive M3, you're going to be keeping it in the garage this time of year, and with the S4, you can really drive it in any weather. The acceleration on the S4 is also phenomenal. Get that 0 to 60 time of 4.5 seconds. Supercharged V6 is an amazing engine. I've got a 2013 Audi Q5, which has a supercharged V6, very similar to what you get in the S4, but it's a detuned version, and so they don't quite give you the full experience in that model. In order to get this engine, you have to jump up to the SQ5 model. And so I get a little taste of what this engine's capable of in my Q5, but really, to get the full experience, you got to go with the S model. And so really results in a really great driving experience in the S4. Got a little roundabout coming up here, so we'll put the vehicle to the test a little bit here. See that it just hugs the corner. A little bit of a wet surface right now, and it just handles phenomenally. Gotta love the stiff feel of that steering, and we'll give it a nice little acceleration here. Super quick, super smooth, absolutely a great car. I'm a huge fan of Audis, like I mentioned, and specifically the A4 model. I haven't ever had the opportunity to own an S4, but it's always been the vehicle that I wanted. I had a 2003 A4, I had a 2006, a 2007, a 2009, and now I've got my 2013 Audi Q5. And so I'm a huge fan of the vehicles, and especially the A4 model. Someday would love to own an S4 model. So that's a review of the 2011 Audi S4. I'm a huge fan of this vehicle and would not mind owning one myself someday. Really is a great vehicle that kind of balances the best of all worlds. It's very stylish, it's very sporty, it's very comfortable. The interior has more than enough options, plenty of safety features. The vehicle has a huge amount of performance capability in terms of acceleration, handling. You get the Quattro all-wheel drive system, so it's very capable in snow and ice. And with that 18 to 27, 28 mile per gallon EPA rating, it's also very fuel efficient. And so it's really a vehicle that kind of does everything very well. If you have any comments or questions, leave them in the section below. For more car reviews, subscribe to my channel. In the meantime, thanks for watching.